name Bhrigu, everybody is well aware in North India. He comes from one of the seven Rishis, and he's most popular in North India, where a book called Bhrigu Sanhita is very popular. And Rishi Bhrigu wrote through his vision about many natives in that book, Bhrigu Sanhita. And he wrote almost when man would come and when man would approach and when a native would come and seek his readings and seek his readings on his horoscope. It is much prevalent, but it is in North India. There's a place called Hushyarpur. Uh, Now the book it was with one family, but now people are making mockery of the things, and they few people have those things, and rest it is all mockery of the things, and we should be aware of this thing. Now, Patel Sahab in his chapter number 13 of book Navasha and Nadi Astrology, he wrote about Bhrigu Bindu. Bhrigu, as you are aware, the Bhrigu is the name derived from Bhrigu Rishi, and one of the Nadis, Bhrigu Nandi Nadi, reads as under it is written in. I'll be reading whatever is written in about Bhrigu point, Bhrigu Bindu, that is focal point, will read from the text of Patel Sahab book, Nadi and Navasha and Nadi Astrology, chapter 13 and pages 106. The natives, one of the passages of Bhrigu Nandi Nadi reads as the native suffers from meha and phlegmatic troubles. He will get rid of all the troubles with the aid of his friend. This happens when Jupiter transits the midpoint of Rahu and Moon axis. He gives a reference of that book of Bhrigu Nandi Nadi, reference page number 363 of cyclostyle translation of Bhrigu Nandi Nadi by Shri R.G. Rao, Bangalore. R.G. Rao, Mr. R.G. Rao wrote about Bhrigu Nandi Nadi, and he spoke about Bhrigu Nandi Nadi on this aspect. So it is, he says, now, he says, earlier people didn't had access to computers. All Nadi readers, they were doing this by imagination that Jupiter travels one house in 1 year, and they used to predict about their progression. All planets, they were by their vision, they were using their progression about Jupiter transit and transit of every planet. Rahu Ketu 18 years, Jupiter 12 years. Those things were very important to Nadi readers. And people were going to astrologer, was seeking when he'll get married, when he'll get child, all the good things in life. Nobody would seek to know when I'll get disease or when I'll get hurt. Nobody would go there. But good things, Jupiter is a benefic planet, and its benign presence anywhere, it is very, very good. Now, what he writes, I'll be reading from today's book. A benefic planet such as Jupiter during transit would give favorable results such as progress in studies, birth of a brethren, getting employment, marriage, birth of a child, promotion in service, profit in business, expansion of industry, pilgrimage, recovery from long-standing sickness, and The most important, he has written boldly in bold letters. Most important is fulfillment of long cherished desire within bracket depending on the age of the native. I have taken this clue superseding all the clues, fulfillment of long cherished desires, maybe of soul also. It is a desire of the soul also. Maybe your past karma's desire, it speaks of that. Though he has not written, but if you concentrate and why there was a need to write this line in bold letters, it is only Patel Sahab knows. And I don't, whenever a person writes a book, divine helps him to write the book and divine helps him to broad line or write in bold letters to make people take out the meaning, whatever is best best meaning they can take. And I took out the meaning fulfillment of long cherished desire means desires of the soul. A month earlier, Sunil John, he gave a program on this Bhrigu Bindu in D10. I would request Vinayji to put a link of that thing in our release of this video, and he would put a link. People, I would appreciate if you go through that video before you listen to this further. That would be more appropriate. You would, because much he has said about past karma desire on Bhrigu Bindu, and in karma, that is our cherished desire of karma, what our soul wants in this life to do. I have gone little beyond that. Between two people, friends, husband, wife, guru or disciple, or any two people, partners in business, whosoever, or a mother and a child. So I took it, that idea came into my mind that a child, when a Down child, I took example, Down syndrome child, why that Down syndrome child is born in a particular family, and is he has taken a birth to take this his past year this thing that from past year life, either from mother or from father. Normally it is mother. So we'll see how our theory works. I have applied in various types of charts, and who would serve whom in this life. If he doesn't, then he may have to take rebirth. Whenever you might have seen when a Down syndrome child takes a birth, the child is given due care either by mother or whole family, and after the death of the child, the family, they are in riches. They are because they have paid off their due debt, and there may be many examples in the family for people viewing this program. So after this thing has happened, after the demise of the child, the family progresses much improved, and because they have done their karmas and they are debt free now, right? So I'll take the example of what I could get was a few examples of. I have another example, but first we'll go for this Down syndrome child and the mother, and how it works. It will work between two people, husband and wife, or two friends, who would be helpful to whom. It is even by all the planets. But Bhrigu Bindu tells of your death of past karma and you are repaying it. who would repay whose debt or when he gets the sick. It is only based on single line of Patel Saab book. Many people must have read the book, and nobody has given such a fine line fulfillment of long cherished desire depending upon the age of the native. That is itself that made me to think, what are these long cherished desires? What are these long cherished desires and how it is fulfilled? Then I applied on so many examples. So we'll take examples, few examples on that. And I would appreciate so you people all do this exercise. Who is gainer or who is a loser or who will be doing service in every day's life of two people. So I'll put the example of this thing. Two example I'll take. So now we'll look for the Bhrigu Bindu of the child first. Huh? Where Bhrigu Bindu is there and what is the law. I'll first lay down the principles behind the Bhrigu Bindu and Bhrigu Bindu Lord, and between two people, I put simple example. If you people are attending Saptarishis Astrology lectures, seminars, and one of the lectures last year, it was said one of the participants, the partner, I don't remember the name now. He also laid stress on this thing. If suppose this is downchild, anyhow, if this is number 4, I have a suppose if I have a Cancer Lagna and my moon is in the 12th house, the moon is sitting 12th from it. If another person having moon here in Lagna, any Rashi, or moon is in Taurus or moon is in Cancer, that would give impetus to the other Lagna. In person having moon in Cancer, moon in exhalation Rashi, Taurus, or simply moon sitting in Lagna. That moon in Lagna of other person, our husband or wife, spouse, it will give strength to this planet, and that person who would be the saving energy of moon through somebody, he would be a strength to this native in respect of Lagna. Did you get Vinayakji?
So can you repeat this one more time?
Huh.
Sorry.
There are two people. This is ascendant is Cancer, and Lagna Lord moon is sitting 12th from it, right?
Yes.
Even in Navash, Lagna is here. You can see moon is in Navash, moon is in Scorpio. It's debulation Rashi sitting 5th to it. So if we put it is Panchmamsha. It is sitting here, but it is in debilitation Rashi. But here this Namash moon improves everything because it has now the exchange. Its dispositor is with Mars, exchange between Mars and Mars is in 8 number Rashi and moon is in number 8 and Mars is in number 4. This becomes exchange. It gives strength to this mother, native, whatever it is there. But I am talking of in case, this is one of the things we will be discussing about this exchange, how it works. In other chart, spouse chart, or a friend chart, or a relative chart, if moon is in Lagna, suppose moon is here instead of Saturn, it is second chart, any chart. If moon is here, I put it like this. I law. I show this. Now here, moon is here in number 2. So
Hmm.
moon is in exhalation Rashi as well as moon is in Lagna. So this man would give strength to other other natives, because it is giving strength by virtue of its position in Lagna and in its exhalation Rashi. It will give strength to other man because he is having
Other
Cancer Lagna.
man.
Even if the moon was in number 4, moon would have been in number Cancer. Even that man would help this native, because that this gentleman or this native would feel strengthened or elevated in presence of the other man.
Correct, sir. Got it.
This is you can check between between a couple, between two people, between boss and subordinate,
Hmm.
or any two people, business partners, who would help whom in respect of whom. It, you know, the love between two people, a male and a female, is written. Mars of one, Mars of one, Mars of one. Here I put it like, and Venus of second, Venus of second person. If they they are in the same house, they are in the same, they fall in love with each other. If they are opposite sex, if they exchange dressing, even simply by position, Mars of a girl's horoscope and Venus of a boy horoscope, or vice versa, basically, are both interchanging. Even Venus of this thing and Mars of that, if they exchange position, then they fall in love with each other. If they happen to meet, in case the boy, if there's a proposal for marriage, whenever boy or a girl, they meet each other, they immediately say yes, because there is a bond between again they will fall in love with each other at first sight.
Hmm. Hmm.
We try it. You see, whenever there is a love marriage, this would always be present there, either through namaz or through Rashi. This would always be present in people, but there are other things also. If there are separative planets are with this, when the marriage would be successful, if there are separative planets, there are 4 separative planets: Sun, Rahu, Saturn, and Lord of 12th house as well. So all these things are to be seen how they would be, how one or two planets are affected. Then disaster after, if love marriage, then could be disaster, or if there are no separative planets along with those Mars and Venus, then it is thing. So it was just a reference how planets, and I rather seek from the people having love marriage, they would see this, and it would surely 101% would be there in all horror,
Correct, sir.
right? So to prove this, so this is the thing how a planet in other lord, how a lord or a planet in other horoscope is reacting or giving support to other horoscopes. This is a thing. This is the rule. We go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Is it clear?
Yeah. It's good to
I,
know.
I would appreciate people write and confirm it in the thing comment section whether this is true or not.
Correct, sir.
This
Correct.
that I'll appreciate if people comment on their comment section. Now coming to our main this thing, this ascendant is where Bhrigu Bindu of a child. This horoscope is of mother. It is written, and this is of child. So Bhrigu Bindu of the child is where? Bhrigu Bindu of the child. First
I
we
think
bring
so you
it.
need to rotate the chart.
That I'm doing. Bhrigu Bindu of the Bhrigu Bindu of the
Eighth house.
eighth house, the moon is there. So Lord becomes Venus. Lord becomes Venus, Bhrigu Bindu. Lord becomes Venus. Now, if we see the mother horoscope, the Lord of Bhrigu Bindu Venus, if we see that it is sitting in Lagna, there is a change between Mars and Moon, Venus and Moon. Lord of Venus is sitting here, Lord of sitting here with Jupiter, and its Lord is sitting in. There is a exchange between the two planets. One more thing, very, very important thing in astrology. Many classes and almost every class writes about fixed position. Fixed position about it is bad because even everywhere it is at eighth position because eighth position is our planet where it is in called 64th Namas. Our this is eighth position is 64th Namas. So every class speaks about 64th Namas or position 6 8. But when there is a exchange between 6 and 8 planets, they are unwillingly they help each other. Unwillingly they help each other. They are constrained. They are constrained to help each other because of change. They are left with no choice but to help each other. If there is a change, it is similar is between 212 also. So category we write about 212. The more effort is required to make the relationship 212 in Prashna Lagna. She writes also. But if there is exchange, one is bound to help. In exchange, then fixate is only on paper, but in actual, it is exchange and it is workable solution is formed, though unwilling, but it would happen, right?
So, sir, how to we are seeing the exchange in between two different horoscopes.
Yes, that is because we are matching the horoscope. Lord is there, Venus is there. If there is a it's Lord. If a man is in Rashi chart, if Lord was in number 4, then he would whatever for birth he has taken place, whatever the motive of the birth, he would be able to achieve that himself. If that Bhrigu Bindu Lord is affected or exchange or affected by, suppose Venus would have been here. It is though in the 8th house, then this native would have been meeting his motive of the life himself through his own efforts. It would achieve through his own efforts. But if it is not there, this means a support is required, and support is required from the other person. Now and when, that is why when I gave you examples earlier, all those examples. Now we have to find out where the Lord is there. Where the Lord of Bhrigu Bindu is there in other horoscope.
Okay.
It is in number 4. Now it is number 4. It becomes exchange.
Correct. So obviously, if it's exchange, then they will support each other.
Now mother would be supporting the child more doing because moon is sitting in the exaltation Rashi, and it is Venus is with so many planets. Jupiter exaltation Rashi of number Jupiter is there. It's exaltation Rashi. Mars debilitation is gone, and Sun is there, and Mars. 4 planets are there. So all those things, all these planets would help to help the Down syndrome child. It will be looked after very, very well by the mother as well as father. If I don't have the father horoscope, this can be seen by anybody. Now we come to Namash position. Let us see where is the Namash Bhrigu Bindu. Namash Bhrigu Bindu is number 12. Again, Jupiter. Number 12, Jupiter. And Namash position of Jupiter it is in own Rashi sitting in Bhagyasthana of its native. And further, if we see the Rashi chart of this thing, it is Rashi chart of the mother, it is in number 4. It is in trying to this Bhrigu Bindu. Jupiter is in trying to Bhrigu Bindu. What Patels have right? Patels have right when planet comes either on Bhrigu Bindu or a planet or seventh from it, because every planet has a seventh aspect, or special aspects of Jupiter, Mars, Saturn. Saturn doesn't do good to this thing, and Rahu and Ketu. But he says clearly in book, he says it should be noted, borne in mind, that the effects of transit by conjunction are more potent than by aspect. This is borne in mind, that effects of conjunction are more potent than by transit. It does. It does. Even in trine, it does give results. And it definitely gives results when it comes to the degree of ascendant or this thing, it definitely gives results. But not to that magnitude which is desired, but it will give it. Definitely it will give a positive effect on this thing. Whatever Jupiter gives, whatever Saturn wants to give, health issues or whatever this thing, they all give. Bhrigu Bindu is such an important point. So, I have shown mother, his own Bhrigu Bindu is not affected by Lord, and it is being fulfilled by the mother, even through Namash and even through Rashi chart.
Correct, sir.
Now I give you another example. I have 3-4 examples, whatever 9. I have example of this thing. This gentleman is, I will be told, born on 12 February 42, father and a son. He was perfectly fine. He was perfectly fine till 4 years back. Now he has gone into memory loss. What is that? Dementia. Dementia is such acute now. He doesn't recognize his son. He doesn't. He has lost his wife a few years back, and he has 2 sons. One is in America, and other is also in the States, but he is here. Now we'll show you, and he's fully looking. This man is fully dependent on 24-hour nurse. They are paying about a lakh of rupee every month. Nurses, each and every aspect they are looking after. He cannot even stand now on his own. So let us see his Bhrigu Bindu. His Bhrigu Bindu is where? Number 7, Venus. Right? And it is not being seen by itself, and Namash also, it is not being seen by itself. Now, let us see the child, the first child. He makes sure he is taking all those, he is spending money. This man's wife is in America with his son, only son. The wife is in America. He shuttles between America and India. Most of the time he's in India, but his job also takes him to America and other places, Bangladesh and other things. He's in sport business, a very good company. Now let us see where is this Lord Bhrigu Bindu Venus. See for yourself. Vinayak. Where is the Lord? Venus is where?
Venus is in Libra, Lagna.
Lagna. And Libra is the Bhrigu Bindu of father.
Fathers.
And he is containing, he's having Venus in Libra.
So rule says Bhrigu Bindu of one person
Lord will be
is
one.
Lagna Lord.
Yeah.
Lagna Lord or maybe exchange between them. Then they
No
will support.
change. There is no change. It is a Lagna, this Lord, Lagna, this Bhrigu Bindu Lord, if we put it Rashi 7 number, bring it to number 7, it sits on the Bhrigu Bindu itself. So
Correct, correct.
this house is being aspected by, this Bhrigu Bindu is aspected by sun's Bhrigu Bindu, sun's planet,
Yes,
Venus.
yes.
Now let us see. See the Venus of Namash also with Jupiter.
Hmm.
Sun's Jupiter and Venus
Jupiter,
together
Venus,
in number
and
7.
the Libra, yes, in D9 chart.
What more you want? What more example is required there, sir? And Bhrigu Bindu of Namash is number 12. Again Jupiter, and Jupiter you have seen is here. Number 7. And here we'll see Jupiter, we'll see the Jupiter also here. Jupiter is with self-contained because it is with the dispositor.
Hmm.
In astrology, dispositor, host is very, if you fail to see the host, if you fail to see the, in Hindi it is called Mezban, dispositor. Basim Sahab has written such a nice thing is, and Patel Sahab has referred to Mr. Basim. I'm surprised. Basim Sahab was staying hardly 2 kilometers from my house where in Delhi I was staying, but we didn't meet each other. But I was having all those things through one of his friends, and he's also no more. Another gentleman was also, I was interacting with that man. We met once, but not on astrology. That program we did here in this thing, horary program we did. KG Datta Sahab. He was about 2 kilometers from my house. We were meeting, but I was giving him horoscope for his requirements, and we didn't discuss astrology. And then he passed away very soon. But he program he gave, which we did a program in Saptarishis also. That I made a Excel sheet on this thing, horary by Shri KG Datta. You
Hmm.
remember?
Yes, sir, I remember that Hora technique.
Hora technique. That is wonderful technique. This is KG Datta Sahab. And even our your book you released on this Saptarishi platform by the book you also gave me. He also speaks of KG Datta Sahab going to ICAS and then
Jain Sharma ji.
Jay Sharma. He speaks of KG Datta Sahab. So, dispositors, I'm talking now back to dispositors. Dispositors should never lose sight of indicator. A good astrologer would never lose sight of a dispositor. If he loses sight, then horoscope is, he loses the importance of the horoscope.
Correct, sir. Then,
So,
sir, one new question arises from this
huh,
thing. Like uh, in father's horoscope, their Bhrigu Bindu Lord is in the Lagna of Sun. Okay,
and
so it means that
huh,
Sun is supporting the father. Okay, but
mm-hmm,
if reverse is happening,
huh,
let's say a Bhrigu Bindu of uh, Sun,
sun,
like
let us,
Sun
huh,
is Jupiter.
huh,
Okay, and that Jupiter is in Taurus. Okay, so there is no any significant connection between.
here Jupiter is, here Bhrigu Bindu is number 12. But
Hmm.
look at this. It is sitting in triumph of that place. Why there is no connection? It is Jupiter is aspecting. Just now we spoke. Jupiter is sitting in triumph of its Bhrigu Bindu, my dear
No, no,
sir.
Jupiter is trine in the child chart. Okay.
And Rashi chart, Nava
Hmm.
chart where Bhrigu Bindu? Bhrigu Bindu is number 12. And where is, one second. Oh, there's some. Jupiter is in number 7
Seven.
and
11.
7,
Hmm.
and it is in, but it is self-contained. The dispositor of this thing in dispositor of this, they are fixed. Dispositor, where is Bhrigu Bindu? Bhrigu Bindu is here. Number sorry, in Sun's
Oh.
chart, Bhrigu Bindu is number 6, na? Number 6.
Hmm. But,
Lord, Lord is again self-contained. Mercury is in number 3,
hmm. Yes.
sitting 10th from its place.
Hmm. No, but my question is,
Uh,
can we correlate this thing with the father's chart? Like we have seen the father's
he's
Bhrigu is
looking,
connecting
uh,
the children chart, no? So
uh,
reverse can also take place. If that is
yes,
not
reverse can
happening,
also take place if the child could have been sick or is incapable of sustaining himself. Then a father Bhrigu Bindu would be looking after the child Bhrigu Bindu. It would happen,
but this is not happening in this case.
but it is not required. The child is very well off. His child is
Correct.
very well
It
off,
means
sir, very well off. And his I at the first instance, at the very beginning, I said, if the Bhrigu Bindu Lord is affected by himself or self-contained, then he would complete his cherished cherished requirement himself, because long cherished requirement he will be meeting itself by his own effort, and he's such a capable man. I tell you now, he's such a capable man. He takes all the things he does for everybody. Now earlier he didn't used to look after the father, but now after he has fallen sick, and he's looking after the father very well, fully supported, fully supporting all the there are many people, many children. If looking at that condition, they will put him in some ashram or somewhere where there's nobody to look after. But he is spending around 1 lakh.
correct,
Eighty
correct.
thousand is the fee paid to the nurses per month,
Hmm.
and plus extra. You can see everybody staying, their food, their thing, everything would be extra. So almost 1 lakh every month he is spending on the father.
Okay, so is it make any difference? Like for example, uh, as just an example only, like in this case, Bhrigu Bindu in the father's chart is Libra. It means the Lord is Venus. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Let's suppose if in child horoscope that
Mm-hmm.
Venus goes and sits in the Pisces, that is
Mm-hmm.
debilitation side.
Uh-huh.
So is it
Yeah.
making difference?
Yes, that can be
Like,
studied.
like, like that is a debilitation side. No? Now that
Sir,
Venus is
sir. Then he has this man has two child. One is in America in Microsoft. He's not coming.
okay.
This man is. I don't have the horoscope. I don't have the his horoscope. This is a question of study, and why he is not looking after the child or father? Why he has not even come? Once he came, when he was almost all right, he was started deteriorating. It is almost 4 years now. He has not come because he will. One he doesn't recognize that he has come all the way from America, and he will not. But child should also come and see what is the condition of father.
Yes.
Child should be keen to see the condition of the father also.
तो इससे सर एक नया एक आइडिया मेरे मन में आया जस्ट जस्ट आई फाउंड
बिल्कुल,
न्यू आइडिया
बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल,
लाइक
बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल
लाइक फॉर
ठीक कह रहे हो आप।
एग्जांपल लाइक फॉर
जिस
एग्जांपल लेट्स से इफ आई एम डूइंग बिजनेस फिर आई नीड अ पार्टनर
हाँ,
ओके so
सेवन
I can
सेवंथ
select
लॉर्ड,
my yeah so I can select my Bhrigu Bindu Lord
हाँ,
uh, and I can match with my partner.
या,
I can select my partner like this,
यस,
supporting partner.
and if Rahu is there in seventh house, you should not be going into partnership with anybody because Rahu is a separate planet.
Correct, correct, correct.
And you see people having Ketu and Rahu in Lagna and seventh house axis, see their condition if they are in partnership.
Hmm.
They would be cheated. Having Rahu in their seventh house would be cheated by other person.
So it means those person actually this becomes a new technique. Like if anybody wants a good partner in business,
Even my
they
wife,
can,
even wife. But then degrees are very important, my dear sir. Degrees are very important. If the Rahu degrees are losing the degrees of ascendant, then it is going to the other. If it is nearing the degrees of ascendant, then it will be more effective. If it is losing, and every planet, astrology is based on progression. Every planet, after some time, it progress and goes to other house. If it is the fag end of the house, then Lagna degrees are 20 degrees and Rahu degrees are 2 degrees, and it will fade away to, it will go to next house within no time. It will never touch Lagna. Those things are to be seen. And this is good for even not ascendant. This is good for any planet. Rahu, people say Rahu and Mars are together. See how, what is the degree difference? Whether Mars is approaching Rahu, they will meet, or they are separating. It is a separating aspect, or they are there are two aspects. One is separating, one is applying aspect. Are they applying? Applying, it would definitely affect. If they are separating, it will not affect at all.
Hmm. So it means another opinion, like nowadays we are matching horoscope for the marriage. So
Yes,
marriage purpose also, a person can check Bhrigu Bindu Lord in the
yes,
partner's horoscope,
they can.
if and if that is in the Lagna or
Uh,
in trinal to the
yes,
relatives Bhrigu Bindu thing, then only he or she can select a partner
sir,
that can be applied.
Vinayak ji, destiny is already written. Bhrigu Sahab, Bhrigu Sahita, he has all written who would be their partner in their life. He has already written.
Hmm.
Bhrigu, Bhrigu Sahita, they have written. It is only we make a process. Pandit will say it is not matching. It is ultimately it is match who is destined to come to you, and whether he is taking that last life's karma, this thing, and whether she or he has come to help you or take your peace of mind from you.
Hmm.
It's all who has come to help each other, who has come to help other body, or who has come to take his peace of mind. So like that. And for up to how much time they stay together and then this thing. बिल्कुल सही था भाई. They say even in Nadi text they say this name of spouse would be so and so. See, it's
Hmm.
but I asked this question with a great gentleman. He's no more now. Head of department of astrology, Lal Bahadur Shastri. क्या नाम है उनका? I asked this question. I said, when it is written, why we are matching a horoscope? He said, we are matching because we want to reach the destination. We are seeking, where is that man? Where is that man? We are reaching to a unknown destination because it will match our man astrologer matching the horoscope. He would skip that a bad thing if it is there, a bad thing is there, bad combination there. He would not be able to see that, and they will marry. It is
Hmm.
all destined. It is my firm belief. You may agree, you may not be agreeing. It is my firm belief. It happens only when it is destined.
True, sir. Hmm.
Now, what more you want? I have a horoscope. Third, we see one example. We can do more. Or if you have any example with you, I can do it. I will do any example if you have a horoscope of two people are dependent on each other. But I have a horoscope of a guru and a shishya. Shishya.
Yeah, then
They,
that is a better example you can show that. Yeah.
huh. But their difference of age is 28 years. And
Okay.
it was told by one of the gurus. I first would put the horoscope and then we discuss. This gentleman is no more. I will give you date of birth, 2nd December 42, 10:38, October thing. I have written India. It is in Pakistan because that time 42 both were it was one country and India. The time zone was adopted is 5:30. If we write Pakistan here, then it will become 5 o'clock because Pakistan time
Time zone
difference.
is
So
different,
we have
yes.
to that time it was India, and uh, this lady, this he's a bachelor man. and died in 2017.
Hmm.
So this lady came into the life of this gentleman about 5 or 6 years in 2012 or 10, I don't remember that, and starting doing seva for this gentleman. She is unmarried, but and this is a no marriage horoscope. But at the fag end, she says they they almost he believed that I am the wife and maybe last karmas this thing, and it was confirmed by their gurus. One of those gurus who is not was who is the guru who was the guru to Amrita Pritam also Kakaji, such a fine man. He told this girl, nah, this was a past karma this thing, and you were to come and do seva and do things, take care of this gentleman. He was staying alone in a very good house, palatial house. And this she came from Ludhiana or Jalandhar, and she was started doing seva for 4 5 years, and then he died. And then she said it may be past karma. He was doing. He became so sick, and he was doing all those things for this gentleman.
Hmm.
This is a true. This is a true husband. Let us see now how the subject continues. Bhrigu Bindu is sun,
Yes. Sun
sun. And we see sun is where?
in Gemini. Lagna.
Lagna, trying to that place. I started with this thing, trying to that place. If we put it in Gemini, if we put it into Gemini, or we see the sun here of Namash, let me see the sun Namash.
In Gemini only.
Ah,
Hmm.
now, see this. It says reverse to the mouth. And vice versa, also it is working. Because that she also wanted to get this thing. Now let us see her Bhrigu Bindu. Huh?
Hmm.
Number 3,
Yes. Mercury.
Mercury. And
Hmm.
see where is Mercury here? If
In
we put
Cancer.
in here, Mercury is here, number 8.
Scorpio.
Huh?
Yes. That is trinal.
Not trinal. If we see Mercury and Mercury, let us see his horoscope of Namash. Let us see Namash chart where is Mercury is in number 9.
9.
And third, seventh aspect.
Hmm.
Seventh aspect is that place. It is written in today's house book.
Correct, sir.
9. So, and
Yes.
you can check for Namash also. Namash also, Bhrigu Bindu is 11. And
That is again in 9 sign.
no, 9th sign. Saturn here of this man. 10th aspect is coming on in number 11.
Hmm.
Says, Patel Sahib book says, the more this he says, uh, Mars will form 3 aspects such as 4th, 7th, and Sun, Mercury, or Venus will similarly form 1 aspect each, the 7th one, and 1 conjunction each. It will be either 7th or 1 conjunction, and Mars will form 3 conjunctions such as 4, 7, and 8, and conjunction of only 4 results, 18, whatever it says. Jupiter will form 3 aspects, 5, 7, and 9, and Saturn will form 3 aspects, 3, 7, 10, and similarly Rahu and Ketu, 5 and 9. 5 and 8 doesn't speak of 7, 7 is already there. So, these things is there. Look at the beauty of the horoscope. This is truth and only truth, nothing else. How do you see this, sir?
Nice, sir. It's working very beautifully and very easy to apply.
Where is it, sir? This is basic astrology you should be needing. And I have only I have used my vision what Patel Sahab wrote in their book. It's my vision only.
Yes, many people have these kind of question, like who will support whom and all these things. This is one of the easiest technique for them to apply.
Easiest. And in fact, clue who gave me? Clue Sunil John gave me in one of your lectures. You please propose that link, that past life, our karma, past life karma for D10. That is, Karam Bhav is D10.
Hmm.
He spoke on that, but that is also on Bhrigu Bindu. But what I inferred from Patel Sahib's book is it is like that karma thing here.
Correct, sir, correct. Yes, sir.
Rest, I think that is sufficient examples are varying
Yeah,
examples,
yeah.
father,
The
son,
examples are very crystal clear, and I hope
they
these
are real.
examples
They
will
are they
help.
are real. They are real.
Yeah, and I would request to all of our audience that please test this technique, very good technique, and post your feedback in the comment section of YouTube.
Uh,
Or else, if you want to share your complete analysis, you can
uh,
send us
uh,
also.
Details of the horoscope, they can be sent, and I would appreciate that.
Yeah, and if you send all your analysis and feedback, then Vijay sir will get more
Yeah.
encouragement to share these kind of
Yes,
techniques.
yes. Definitely. I would love. That
Yes.
strengthens my conviction on this.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.